Hey everybody, this is my black ghost knife fish tank, and I know it looks absolutely filthy and horrible, and the glass is, but the water's not. It's only been maybe 2 weeks since I've done a water change, but it is due for another water change. My back injury kept me out of, doing all the maintenance kind of stuff I needed to do down here for a while, and I'm trying to get caught up. And this is one of the last tanks I really need to do some maintenance on to get caught up. So this is going to be a pretty simple video. I'm not really going to talk about this tank tonight. I just want to get this over with. I'm going to do a simple water change. Not going to be a big deal, but I am going to get in there and wipe down the glass, and you can see all the stuff that's growing on the glass, all that green hair algae. That grows in there on some other stuff too, so I might get in there and do a little bit of vacuuming and get some of that stuff cleaned out of there, but you won't even be able to tell because from this point of view you can't really even see in the tank anyway. So give me a minute. This is your before and this is your after. So wiping down the glass makes quite a difference. I did maybe a 20% water change. I took, I don't know, 4 inches out of the top, something like that. I got in there by hand and removed some of that green stuff, whatever it is. I still haven't decided fully whether it's the cyanobacteria or the maidenhair, green hair algae, or some combination of the both. It's really strange stuff. Again, I really don't have time to get into it tonight. We will talk about that more at length. I'm going to be doing some more work on this tank. I want to change the filter around. And I also forgot to mention the other day, I lost my gourami in this tank. That beautiful opaline gourami I had in here. I have no idea what happened. It was about a week ago. I came down in the morning. It was actually shortly after I put the fish in the tank. So I guess it's been a little longer than that now. I was off my feet for a couple of weeks with the back injury. So it was before that even. And I came down in the morning. I specifically checked the gourami because it was still fairly new to the tank, and I was making sure everything was still going okay and the tiger barbs weren't harassing it, so on and so forth. And it was fine. It acted normal. It behaved normal. I couldn't, I went to work thinking everything was fine. I came back about 5 hours later, and it was dead on the bottom of the tank. It looked like it was sleeping. It didn't even have a mark on it. Its color was fine. I physically examined it after I pulled it out of the tank. It didn't have any kind of bloating or hardness in its belly. I have no idea whatsoever what happened. The only thing I can think of from a sheerly physical point of view would be that if it darted into the glass or a rock or a tree or something like that. It's usually the glass when that happens though. And, banged its face so hard or banged its head so hard that it killed it. I know that sounds kind of silly, but I've seen that happen on more than one occasion. I lost several rainbow fish by jumping. They actually jumped into the egg crate plastic I had over the tank, and it wound up killing 12 out of the 14 that I had. And I once had a firemouth cichlid that was so aggressive that it actually came after me one day. I looked at it, and it gave me this look and puffed up its gills, and it darted out of its cave, and it smacked the glass so hard that I heard a thwack sound. And, of course, it swam in corkscrews for about 5 minutes until it ended up on the bottom of the tank dead. So I've seen that happen, and I've seen fish that have been startled when the lights come on or another fish nips at them or something, and I've seen them bang into pieces of woodwork or rocks in the tank and actually scratch or injure themselves. So it does happen. And that's about the only thing I can happen that would have made a perfectly healthy, normal-looking gourami be dead a few hours later. Either that or something internally that I have no idea what was going on. It might have been some sort of genetic issue or something like that, but still, it seems awful unlikely that a fish would go from looking and behaving perfectly normally to dead a few hours later. So I don't know what to make of that. I never really did get around to even shooting any video about it. I was sort of thinking about it, mulling it over for a few days, and then my back injury happened, and so on and so forth. So unfortunately, my beautiful, beautiful opaline gourami that was in this tank is no longer with us, and I'm only honestly just now remembering to even mention something about that. So there you go. We will be doing more video on this tank coming up. I want to talk about I think I want to talk about the future of this tank a little bit. I'm getting kind of tired of it being the way it is, and again, we'll talk about that a little more in the future. So make sure you're subscribed, and you won't miss any of that. You won't miss anything else I got going on. As I said, I'm trying to get caught up from a bunch of stuff I got going on down here. So this one, believe it or not, is called my Black Ghost Knife Fish tank, despite the fact that we never, ever see my Black Ghost Knife Fish. It is still in there. I have seen it stick its face out from time to time, and occasionally it darts from one side to the other, so it is still alive and well. And again, if you're subscribed, you won't miss any video I've got coming up of it. So thanks again. See you real soon.